And so Andrea asks, what is the secret to a healthy and happy marriage? I think it's actually a very well composed question, a healthy and happy marriage. Drew?
Well, I actually don't think it's a good question. And I'll tell you why. I mean, I think happy is a pretty low goal. I mean, first of all, there's going to be lots of times in your marriage where you are seriously not happy. And sometimes that's going to be because you're having conflict with your partner, but sometimes it's going to be because all hell's broken loose around you. And then if you judge the success of your marriage on your happiness, then the same thing happens if you judge your success in life on the basis of your happiness. What do you have when it's nothing but suffering? And that's going to be plenty of your life. And so the whole orientation of that question in that sense is wrong. What you want to have in your marriage is, I would say, first and foremost, like a scrupulous honesty. And I don't just mean that you tell each other the truth, because you can be brutal with the truth. I mean the kind of honesty that's devoted towards thriving in love, you know? And you want to act nobly in your relationship. You want to be reliable and productive and generous and then if you're lucky, now and then, you might be happy. And you might have a clear enough conscience so that in those rare moments where you are truly happy, you can also enjoy it without guilt. And so you aim at something a lot higher than happiness, and then you welcome it if it deigns to land on you for brief moments of time. So.
Well said.
Yeah, so as we saw, the question was asked by, they have a funny name for him, something God, that they call the guy from the Daily Wire. But Jeremy is his real name. And Jerry Borvinger is his real name. And he asked a question from an audience member in regards to marriage. You know, what is the key to a happy marriage? And the response by Jordan Peterson is, you know, first of all, he said, I don't even like the question, you know, and everybody laughed. And I noticed this when it comes to Jordan Peterson, and obviously we've seen this live because we've been seeing him live in his show, and you know, I've seen him even more times than that and spoke with him. But a lot of times he'll say something so serious that people will actually laugh as if he's being humorous. And not
right, and it's not.
He wasn't joking. He was serious. He said, really, as far as I'm concerned, I don't even like the question. It's the wrong type of question, because in general and he does a fake smile and a fake laugh. The whole essence of it is
a happy marriage. Huh?
Happiness is not the number one goal in a marriage. And you know, I've said that in my previous relationship, and it's not something necessarily that a woman wants to hear, especially a modern woman, when you tell them something like, well, and as far as I'm concerned, the key to this relationship is not happiness at all. The key to the relationship is about, you know, us functioning and doing our part in a way that we make our lives better. And then as a result of that, we'll have some type of happiness as a result of doing that. But the initial goal being happiness in this this negotiation that we're having, which is a relationship, the number one goal is, the number one thing is not happiness. Like, I have a job to do within this relationship, you have a job to do in this relationship, and anyone out there has a job to do in that relationship. The goal is not satiated enjoyment, which essentially what happiness is. Now, what we will get as a result of doing specific goals for each other will be happiness, but I wouldn't even say it would be happiness. I would say it'd be long-term fulfilled meaning.
Right.
So happiness is not actually what's important in the goal of a relationship. The goal of a relationship is, I'm providing for you, doing for you, and you are providing for me and doing for me, and together we are having a relationship of reciprocity. And as a result of that, hopefully we have a fulfilled life of meaning. And somewhere in there we'll have happiness. And the problem with that is, see, when you're doing something for happiness, for example, it's like going to an amusement park. You go to an amusement park for happiness. I go and eat ice cream for happiness. I go see a movie for happiness. You get into a relationship for fulfillment, not for dopamine hits. Satiated feelings, which is dopaminergic. You get into a relationship for meeting. So what did you take away from that?
Yeah, so I'm same thing what you said. I look at happiness as like somebody saying, be perfect. You can't be perfect, it's impossible, but you can strive for perfection just like you can strive for happiness. You can't be happy all the time. You can't be perfect all the time. So I kind of look at it as happiness are just moments. Most of us as creatures, creatures of habit, we're creatures of habit. So most days are just routine. So you might have happiness throughout, the days or the weeks or the months, but most of your life is going to be routine based on, and to me, it's like, do our routines align? Like, does my purpose align with my spouse's purpose? And together we create happiness through that. But still, most days are going to just be a normal routine, probably with not many, full happy days. I think they're more moments is what it is. But yeah, to have a lifestyle predicated on happiness, I can't predicate something on moments. So that's kind of how I look at it. It's just not a sustainable model.